Alrighty. Good morning, Keely. Morning. How is everyone doing today? How's everyone doing today so far? Hopefully very well. Yeah, hopefully very well. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. Interesting week this week because, you know, we do have Thanksgiving this week. So, the schedule is looking like, let's see the news this week. Today, no news. Tomorrow is PPI, red folder news. Something to watch out for, 8:30 in the morning. Wednesday, we have unemployment claims. And then Thursday is Thanksgiving, so it's a bank holiday, excuse me. And then Friday might have to be a no trade day for me as well, just knowing generally the day after a bank holiday, like on a holiday Thursday, usually people just take Friday off, take a long weekend. So bot is in a trade right now on the screen here. Took a loss on I just have the NQ up right now, so took a loss there in a trade for a win so far. Up about 90 points with TP here at 85. Just hit 75. So this TP is, 114 points in profit. Yeah, we did pull back here. We swept the London. This is actually London session high. Swept it here, pulled back pretty heavily. Just kind of swept it again there on ES actually. So we just swept it again right here on ES. Another spot where if you wanted, you could close early, but that's what the week's looking like. Definitely no trading Thursday, maybe no trading Friday for me on my end. So, and that is about it. So it's just set to a risk reward. It's not set to just certain liquidity points. So this would be London high right there, but we also made it so you can't drag them. So if you wanted, you would just have to kind of get out of your position, by clicking close. So but yeah, hope everyone had a good weekend, and hopefully we can have a good week. Keep your eyes out for a little Black Friday sale later this week. Probably more for the lifetime if you guys want to upgrade from monthly to lifetime. This week would be your chance to do so. Commit to the long-term goal. Probably won't give much off the monthly or anything, but do some sales on other stuff, like if you want to try out SBS or something like that too. So probably will keep your eye out around Wednesday for that, I would think. So there's no option to make it just exit at London high in the settings. You just it's just risk rewards. So this is set to a 2-to-1 risk reward. So if you had like a 1 to 1.8 risk reward, you know, this would have hit technically, but yeah, anyone do anything interesting this weekend? We got 12 people in here. Took a little $1,000 payout from Top Step last week. Haven't got the funds quite yet, but it was approved, so that's nice. That's just from last week's trading as well. Took a trade again this morning on that funded account, made about 385. So I was 400, but after commission 385. So that's good. Selling off here again. ES just swept London high there, so we'll do a poll here. See what you guys think for the day. See what you guys think for the day. Take a little vote on the poll. Get your brain woken up here if you're not already awake. And yeah. Hopefully we can have a good week. Last week was really solid besides NFP day, which again, that's something where you guys just need to figure out if you guys want to run those high impact news days, right? I don't run those crazy high impact news days with algos, so I didn't have that those losses there. I mainly just had wins last week, so you just got to figure out how you want to run it. Yeah, we're in a trade currently. Again, we'll see what happens on the open here. We still got 5 minutes till the open. So kind of recapping the last few days, this was Friday. This was Friday here, the 21st. Again, it might load a little different on historical, just slightly different fills. So like this trade actually hit full TP, I believe. No, never mind. It didn't. But a win here. We had a loss here on one candle. We had loss here, loss here, full TP, loss, partial win, kind of break even. Another full TP, or mostly full TP there. And then that was it. So Friday, I think I woke up and I was green. I think I said I was green pretty big when I woke up, yes, on Friday. So I think historical fills might be, you know, slightly off, but then Thursday was NFP day. That was pretty much all losses on Thursday. Full TP here. Then we had loss. Then earlier in the week we had some more wins. Full TP, partial win, full TP, loss, partial win, full TP, partial win, loss, full win. So a lot more full, another full win, a lot more full TPs and stuff last week. Earlier in the week when we got closer towards NFP, definitely got worse, right? Where do we find a breakdown of the settings that you use on live? Post them in the WAP. If you guys aren't comfortable with WAP, you should get used to WAP, because we do post a lot of stuff on there. So we have a settings page on the WAP, and obviously all the tutorials and stuff on the WAP as well. Recommend any books or audiobooks? I don't really read any trading books, or listen to any audiobooks, really. I'm not a big reader myself. I've maybe read one or two before, kind of skimming through, but I'm not a big reader. Yeah, nothing to do with order flow. That's just like something we do. Like, that's something we do for fun. Like, this is order flow. Let me this is supposed to be on this. Yeah, this is order flow. This is not like anything to do with the bot or anything. It's just us looking at orders coming in and out and stuff. So yeah, nothing to do with the bot. So trading books, especially not reading that stuff. I've never found anything useful. I mean, it's a lot of, I get reading like maybe some psychology books, like help with your mental state of trading, learn how to handle your emotions a bit, but for like strategies or I don't know. It's more suited for investors, I feel like, than traders. A lot of those, at least. But again, I'm just not a big reader, so. Got 10 votes on the poll, 70% green, 30% red. Whenever most people think, usually I think the opposite. If everyone thinks it's going to go up, it usually goes down. So we'll see what happens, but. But yeah, market opens here right now. Market is open. Pumping up so far on the open up to 550. Are you using your swing indicator as confluence? This swing points are just automatically marked out by the bot, so I don't. This is just the bot with no indicator filters. These are just automatically what the bot marks out to look for trades. So we see what happens here. We got that second TP there at 585. It'd be big, pretty big if we could hit that. So we do have previous day high above us at 596. So we'll see if that's a nice draw there. might be the draw on liquidity. So it's looking like. So just hit 585 on NQ. So this hit on NQ, not MNQ. We'll see if it hits on MNQ as well. There we go. 115, 120 points in profit there. So we have secured some nice realized P&L. Since we lost this first trade, we're now green on the day. And if this final TP hits, we'll be pretty green. Otherwise, if this comes back down, well, if it hits us out for a loss, it'd be slightly red with 1 micro, but we'd be down maybe, I'd probably be break even actually. So break even on the day if this comes down and loses on us, but yeah, appreciate all you guys in here. And hopefully we can have a nice day here. That TP is up at 642.5. And here we are we just swept previous day high on NQ, up at 603. Our next area would be we have a big hourly unfilled fair value gap here at 640. So actually right where this TP is, an unfilled fair value gap. So that's probably the draw. Let's see if we can go hit that. To be exact, the fair value gap is at 41.5. So I mean, I would ideally it would go up a little bit and hit 42.5. We are getting a 2-minute bullish iFVG on ES as well. Okay, full TP. Very nice, guys. Very nice. That was a huge 172 point winner. 172 point winner this morning. So that's really good. Again, we're up about 1 R total. Because we lost the first trade. So we went from down 1 R to plus 1 R there from that trade. So that's what's good about our bots with the good risk to reward, right? Yeah, that was really nice. 172 point win. Just posted that in the testimonials because that's a really good trade. The settings are on the published ones on WAP. But again, it doesn't let me tell you guys something which I've been saying. Okay, it doesn't really matter what settings you run. You need to find ones that you think are good, test them on market replay, and then stick to them. Okay, and maybe on the weekends, again, you find a couple tweaks, right? Tweak something here, tweak a swing point here. And now it's fine-tuned for the next week, right? Like, it doesn't take much work to find settings. I think that's what guys were talking about in the back testing chat yesterday, is just a little tiny tweak, right? Like Media Boy said, very small improvement to drawdown with one of the things he was looking at. And Pepe also posted something with a small tweak in drawdown. Yeah, so these are still the ones that are on the WAP. These are still the ones that are on the WAP there. I don't have the gold enabled here. Let me enable this. See if there was anything. Again, guys, if you haven't purchased the Autotrader, it's worth you guys trying out. It is worth you guys trying out. We've already had a few guys get some nice payouts. I've had a few guys pass some evals. And we're really just getting started, right? It hasn't been out very long, so yeah. Yeah, looks like MGC had some people tested this gold settings, by the way, on market replay, and it was iffy. The NQ one was flawless. It was really good. So got a test on market replay as well. Looks like we had a loss and then a nice win. So that'd most likely be almost back to break even here. Another partial win, little green, and then a loss. So slightly down on the day. Not much at all with the gold. But up pretty good there. 172 point win there on NQ. I mean, it's hard to get much better than that, guys. Obviously it just pumped up another 70 points. Could have gotten 250 out of that if you had runners. I don't think you can be mad with a 170 point win though. Gold works good if you set a trailing. Gotcha. Yeah, it looked like a few of those trades got stopped out a little early, but yeah, if you guys haven't tried out the Autotrader, it's worth trying out. And then for those of you that are wanting to upgrade to lifetime, I will be doing a little bit more of a lifetime Black Friday sale around Wednesday. So opportunity for you guys to commit to the longer term game there. And again, our lifetime prices are what most people charge for like a year. So think about it that way too. But okay. Okay, man. Okay. We're getting a 1 minute bearish iFVG here on ES. It's an A setup technically. There's also a 1 minute bullish that was an A setup on the open. But yeah, we're getting a 1 minute ES bearish. Let me see if I can pull up a chart. Do I have Spectre running still? I haven't tuned it at all. Yeah, I haven't tuned that. Let's switch this to ES here. I'll show you guys what this again, ES 1 minute short is valid from 677. It's an A setup, so you can decide if you want to take it, but this was it here. We swept the previous day high. Short was right here. Stop I would put probably right here around 85. And again, you could just shoot for the 1-to-1. Be right here. So that could be a manual trade. Obviously it's late for that, but kind of call it out when it happens. So all right, so that just hit 1-to-1. Just hit 1-to-1 to the tick there. Most of you still think, 75% of you think it's a green day today. Again, tapped 1-to-1. Stop would be break even at this point, but yeah, again, A setup. Pretty much had everything. Just didn't have an SMT with NQ. Yeah, I didn't have an SMT with NQ, but again, hit 1-to-1 right there. So nice trade. A setup. And then we had this on the open. We're getting a 30-second MNQ or an NQ short as well. It's an A setup if you like shorts. It is basically these gaps here. Close here. Stop would be pretty much, I mean, that'd be a big stop. That'd be actually a bit too big of a stop for me. It's like 50 points. I mean, the ES setup was way better. But that is an option to short on NQ now as well. Manually. Looks like that ES trade just hit 1.5 R as well. So that's nice. Would have been a nice trade there. Literally no drawdown either. Called that. Nice. Might be a fairly boring rest of the morning here. We already had our entertainment there with the 170 point win, so and also that this win here, no drawdown. You could say from here to here. We had 6 points of drawdown there. You could say. Pretty solid big win. Plus 2 hard does not seem like enough. Well, you got to think it's plenty to get a payout if you do that every day. Let's check on these stocks today. Nvidia is dropping, is at 178. Google is up at 317. 317, single-handedly moving the market. So from Friday open, Google is up 5.6% right now. And from the open, Google is up 2.5% since the open. So if you have some Google, congratulations. I think my average price on Google is somewhere around 240s. So yeah, somewhere around like 30% gains. But Oh yeah, Google is ripping though. Amazon at 225, so that's moving up a little bit. AMD back up to 210. That dropped heavy last week or two. You know, literally down from 263, so that dropped 26%. I mean, the market, if you don't feel like the market pulled back, take a look at some of these equities, and the market pulled back a lot more than you think. 20 to 30% on a lot of them. Nvidia from the highs back in literally beginning of the month, down 16%. What else is there? Yeah, I mean, even just the NASDAQ here is dropped a total of 9.2%. So again, a 9.2% drop there in the whole NASDAQ. And the VU S&P is down about right around 6% from the high. Again, I mean, pretty big pullback. Obviously, the NASDAQ will have a bigger pullback because it's all those tech AI names, but I mean, that's a big pullback. Palantir as well. From the ultimate highs, Palantir dropped 33% as well. So, I mean, that's a big boy drop there, down $74 a share. $74 per share. And back up 8% from the lows. So, in total, still down about 28% since the high. So, I mean, yeah. But seeing how volatile this market is, I mean, we could very easily rip back up. You know, a lot of these names could rip 10% in a day, right? Or that's the kind of market we're in. Hope everyone's doing well today. We already had a nice win, so we may not get anything else the rest of the morning. And I didn't tune Spectre this morning, so that's down quite a bit. Okay, well, we're in a short. We're in a short here. You know, we've already had some short opportunities on the 1 minute charts that we called out. But now the bot is entering a short here, and I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Stop is a little tight. Not super tight, but I like the trade overall. Again, a little late in my personal opinion. Like, I think there was obviously some opportunities on maybe some other charts up here, right? But these gaps were too small for it to take. So, but overall, this is looking solid here. TP's at 68.5. Got very close. I actually hit 80. Now we're ripping. So bouncing out of these 5 minute gaps. We're bouncing out of a 3 minute gap. We're bouncing out of a 2 minute bullish gap. We're bouncing out of a 1 minute bullish gap. So again, little late in my opinion, but I don't mind the try. Stop is a little tight, as I said, for the amount of volatility we have right now. Like each candle is moving upwards of 50 points. Wow, I didn't even realize that. So yeah, I mean, very volatile. The smallest candle I can see here this morning moved roughly 30 points. So I mean, if we get stopped out, we're gonna get stopped out very quickly here. So just be ready, I would say. There we are, stopped out. Stopped out. Exactly as I said. I didn't mind the attempt there. Stop was very tight considering the volatility. And yeah, that's about it. It's a little late. A little late. You know, I called out those ES, the ES short up here, guys. That ended up hitting probably 3.5R, maybe 4R. 3.5. Yeah, hit about 3.5R profit. Again, I called this short out on the live stream. A setup, right? And obviously this was probably the best time to short if you wanted a short. You know, NQ shorted down here, right when ES was basically down here, right? It's just not the best timing wise, but again, you can't get emotional about it. That's why we have the bot. So, and again, opportunity to call it after the 170 point win. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people, if you're manually trading, if you're algo trading and you catch a nice win early in the day, just, you could call it a day. Like, don't be so scared. You could call it a day. This attempt, let me see here. Got some trend line liquidity here above us. We do have a 2-minute bullish iFVG on ES right now. It is a setup, so good confluence for NQ, I guess. This is the setup here on ES. Again, it's an A setup. You don't have to take it, but it's there. Swept some lows. Bouncing out of an hourly for value gap down here. Inverse. Long somewhere here. Stop somewhere here. Again, that's not working out so far for us. NQ actually respected the 1-minute gap. So you shouldn't, it's not going to result in missed trades. Yeah, you shouldn't go 500 on your funded account anyway. But yeah, if you lower your risk per trade to 200, you're not going to miss more trades unless, like, on a great occasion you might have less TPs, because like today the ranges are so big, right? Like this trade, I'm on 500 risk per trade, and the stop loss is 80 points. So it only took 3 micros. If you were on 200 risk per trade, it might only enter 1, maybe 2. And you'd only have this first TP. Maybe you'd have the first and second TP. Or it puts them further away first, depending on how you enter it. So like it'll skew that, but you're not going to get different trades. But again, a lot of times you won't have different trades. Like this trade here was So this is 4 contracts. So again, yeah, I mean, it would skew some of those, mainly because of the bigger ranges. But again, the good thing is you can find a setup that is on lower risk per trade, tuned for some smaller accounts as well. You shouldn't have missed this trade. You would have just looks like you got entered with less contracts again. So if this 2-minute closes like an order block here, it'd be a really good spot to, I mean, still take a stab. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens with this trade here, but again, I think this 2-minute, if this can close over this red candle's bar, that'd be pretty good. And I would potentially, you know, re-enter if you haven't gotten in. I'm not telling you to take this. Okay, it didn't close. Order block didn't form there. I think it still looks pretty good, but again, I still called it out in A setup. I still like it. So again, that 77, somewhere around here, this swing high would probably be first TP here. If you want an early break even, probably this swing high. What's up, Aramir? How you doing? How you doing? But yeah, I would say, yeah, early-ish break even would be right here. First TPU, I would probably scale here. That'd be roughly your 1-to-1, right? Just depending on how far below the gap you put your stop. Again, it's an A setup, so cannot complain if an A setup loses. All right, well, there's TP there. There's TP there. So you're welcome if you took that. I don't know if anyone in here did take that. You can let me know if you did. Again, that is an A setup. I already called out another A setup on ES. That was a short. So we called out this short here on ES manually. Called out this long now on ES manually. So again, if you guys took that, you can let me know. If you guys are shy, you can stay shy and I'll be bored. But this first TP is very far away, 80 points, just because that stop's so big. But again, you can close the trade whenever you want, but TP's far away due to risk per trade. Yeah. Yeah. You probably don't even have that first TP depending on the risk, just because the stop's so big. iFVG is really nice, doing what I would do if I was on my game. That's good. Good. I'm glad a lot of you like that, like the bot so far too, you know. And again, this trade is, I'm calling out some amazing trades. That 2 minute is now up about 1.5 R. Pushing for the 2R. I'll just leave the 2R TP on there. This is 2R, right around the highs. Again, this first line I drew was your break even. Second line was your TP1. This would be your 2R TP here. Again, this NQ trade I said was valid in the sense of the ES 2 minute got inverse, so there's that. See, this is 10 points away from TP. Very close, very close. We do have a divergence here with NQ and ES, so NQ obviously already swept this high that ES hasn't, so be careful. Be careful. All right, TP1 hit, another 80-point win there on 1 micro. So we still have our second micro is another 80 points away. I mean, that's far. So this second TP will be 160 points. If we hit all these TPs, that would be 237 points. So that is the end goal. That's the end goal. Awesome, Bubba. 2 out of 3 accounts hit your daily profit. That is awesome. Post in the testimonials, my man. Post in the testimonials chat. Always helps us out. You'd be surprised. There's so many people that are like, oh, this thing doesn't work. And I just have to refer them to the testimonials chat. But wow, that ES trade though. Did anyone in here take that? I'm very curious if anyone took either one of these ES trades I called out. Oh, gotcha. I always get confused with the different names. I gotcha. Good to know. Took the first ES, not the second. First one's still really nice. I mean, that was a big win. Second one also just hit 2R of profit right now. I gotta be honest, so I didn't take either one of these on my funded accounts because I was already done for the day. I took something in pre-market, so but I would have taken these. Very nice so far. Very clean. Very clean. Another great trade though. Another great trade. Again, I would have taken either one of these on my funded accounts, except I was already done for the day, so it is what it is. This was a 1 minute short here. You can see that 1 minute short. Obviously this is a 3R TP, so it hit 3.5R actually of profit. And this is a 2 minute ES long. Stop there. This is 2R. I didn't take anything crazy. I'll show you. It wasn't an iFVG setup, but I'll show you. So pretty much right here, fair value gap on the 1 minute right here. We had London session high right here. This was London session high. So I went in a little heavy. I longed here. My stop was roughly right here. And I was shooting for a 1-to-1, which was, I mean, this is a little off. It was at this London high. So I TP'd here. It got hit. I was out for 400 bucks. I was in with 20 micros, risking 400 to make 400. Again, just bouncing somewhat out of this fair value gap, or was hoping it bounced. Just because, again, I thought right here we're 10 points, 15 points away from London high. I think, like, if we're gonna hit it, we should probably hit it now. That was my thought process. So still, you know, fair value gap trade, just on inverse fair value gap trade. And then I was watching this. Obviously, you could have taken something like this. This bullish gap got disrespected right after we swept London high for a short, and that one printed too. So if I didn't take this, I probably would have taken this. Or if I lost this, I should say, I would have taken this. Well, like I said, I don't think we're gonna sit in this in the live stream here until this trade's over, because it needs to move a lot for this trade to be over. So it's 10:10. I think we'll call it here. Okay, we've called out a couple nice ES trades. We've had a couple nice trades on the live as well with the bot. So we're gonna call it. We'll be back tomorrow. If you guys want, check out links in the description. You can grab the Autotrader, try it out for a month. Okay, you don't have to commit long term. And yeah, have a good day, guys. I'll see everyone tomorrow. See ya.